Look at what Santa Claus brought me and put under the Christmas tree. That's the Kobalt Jigsaw, 24 volt. Figured I'll do another quick unboxing and get it set up and do a quick overview. All right, let's get started. Instructions here. Edge guide. I believe that is everything in there. So obviously there's the instructions right here. As well as a couple blades and some screws, I'm assuming, for the edge guide. And of course another Allen key because nobody has Allen keys. I got one for metal and one for woodworking. You can see obviously the metal has a fine tooth. It's a shorter blade. Edge guide here. Screws for these. Get those going in a second. Let's get the tool out and take a look. So first of all, this switch here is for adjusting how much of an orbital motion it has. So basically, if you're doing certain things, you may or may not want to have a orbital motion as well as the up and down. So basically, setting zero orbital action, clearly, and that's for cutting thin, soft steel, plastic, or more precise wood cutting. 1 would be for cutting hardwood. 2, sort of a medium setting for straight or curving wood cutting. And then 3, maximum orbital action would be for fast wood cutting. That's probably for serious rough cuts. So depending on what you want to do, adjust that accordingly. On the other side, you have another lever for blowing the sawdust or not. So basically, if you have it down, that would be to blow the sawdust, and up would be to not blow it. You have the trigger lock here. So obviously, if it's locked, you can't press it. There is a LED light in there to help guide you going through it. Lastly, you have this lever here, and that is to adjust the angle of the cut 45 degrees in either direction. To me, that seems a little sketchy, but hey, if it works, why not? If you need it, then go for it. Obviously, you want to keep that locked in place. One last thing to note was that this lever was fairly loose to adjust the angle of the cut. And so I went ahead and got it tight, and then tightened down on this screw here to just give it a little bit more of a comfort feeling where it's nice and tight. It's not going to easily pop out and become loose on you. So if you get this and you see that this lever here is kind of loose, a little bit too easy to move, go ahead and do that, and that really helps a lot. All right. Beyond that, you have the edge guide, which slides in here, just like that. You can do either direction depending on which side your edge is, and then put in the 2 screws here to tighten that down. It goes from 0 to 6 inches. And at 0, it does look like that is actually centered along the blade, so that should be relatively accurate, at least. Obviously, you can tighten that down. like that, so you can go along an edge and cut it. The last thing to do is to put in a blade. Obviously I was just doing this finger tight. You would actually want to tighten that down properly so it doesn't get loose on you. If we were to put in, say, the wood cutting blade, put in the wood cutting blade, or well, any blade, it does use the T-shank blade, which is standard, which is nice to have. Basically, they say to put it in upside down. Obviously you want to take out the battery because you do not want this thing starting on you while you're holding the blade. So to install the blade, what you want to do is make sure that the teeth are facing to the front of it, because as you move along the jigsaw, you want it to make sure it's cutting in the right direction. Put this upside down. There's this groove here, this little wheel. You want to make sure that the back of the blade is inside that groove. Just like that. And there is no battery installed. Always make sure you don't have the battery installed when changing blades. So basically now it is partially in there. You pull this silver lever open. I want to make sure it's all the way in. Nice and tight. It's aligned properly. And then that's it. Put on the blade, or put on the battery. The trigger is variable speed, so you can do that. All right, and then to take it off, take out the battery and pull the lever, and it comes out easily. And there you go. Okay, so this has been the unboxing and quick overview of how to use the Kobalt Jigsaw, product number 0836362. If you're interested in buying this, you can go to your local Lowe's. If not, I'll have a link to it at Lowe's website. If you enjoyed watching this video, please click subscribe. I promise I will be doing actual project videos soon and not just be a tool unboxing channel. Comment if you want to know anything more about this tool. I'll be sure to answer any questions that come up. Until the next time, stay safe, have fun, and I'll see you then.